right. Make sure it's connected, which it always is, and then it tells me it's connected. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You are watching live with LWL Lindsay with love. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. If you are new to me, welcome. I am here to raise the frequency of the planet, and I do that by using my voice and my authentic stories to empower you to learn how to use your natural energy to actually manifest it all. I take you from surviving to thriving. If you let me, I help you release your limiting beliefs, reprogram your subconscious mind so you can actually manifest the crap out of what it is you desire for your life in this lifetime. That was good. Let's go. Let's go on with the show. Good morning, VIP Catherine. Positive you. Thank you for the gifter badge. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Sometimes they show me and sometimes they don't. Good morning, VIP Erin. Going to be listening only most of today. That's okay, VIP Erin. I appreciate you being here. Midwest is best. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Love that intro. Thanks. Every time it's a little bit different. Same, but different. They say you should have an elevator pitch, and I'm like, my energy is the elevator pitch. Can I say that? I think I can say that. Breathing, first thing, VIP Deborah, you are awesome. Thank you. I would have totally forgotten. We're going to start the show by a quick deep breath in through the nose, belly nice and full. Breathe a little bit more at the top and let it go. I love that. It's like, boom, intro. Let's reset. Let's get going. Thank you for that. VIP Catherine says, I have an appointment soon, so I can't listen the entire time. You are truly the VIP. I really appreciate you, VIP Deborah. I would have forgotten. Good morning. Thank you, VIP Deborah. Good morning, Art Go Show on YouTube. All right, let me get my notes going, and we'll get on with the show. So, yeah, this morning I am working on a manifestation behind the scenes, and so this morning I was lying in bed and I was like, okay, I should get up and get my steps in, but I had this pull to work on this manifestation ever so slightly, and by the time I was done doing what I needed to do, it was around 20 minutes before the show, and I was like, okay, the steps are for sure not happening before the show, and secondly, what the heck am I about to talk about, because when I get my steps in is when my downloads come, or I listen to something that I present to you. So it's very much on a day-to-day thing. I don't typically have like a whole week's planned out. I follow my intuition, and so it's really hard. It's not hard, I shouldn't say, but it's more natural for me to go with the flow of my own energy. So when I plan things out, like very, very far planned out, it's kind of tricky because I'll lose the inspiration, or it sounds really good at the moment and I'm really hyped up about it. And then when I reread it, the energy's not there, and then it doesn't manifest as best as it could. So I feel like maybe some of you get what the heck I'm saying with that. So this morning I was making my coffee. It was 8:40 and I was like, okay, guides, anybody, I need some help today. What are we talking about? And they said, talk about time. And they always want me to talk about time. And the trickiest part is I feel like I have not mastered time fully. And so I'm like, well, okay, I'll talk to as best I can about it. And when I was standing there, they just started funneling all this information into my brain. I ran to my computer. I didn't run, that's dramatic. I walked over to my computer, I sat down and I was like, okay, let's kind of channel slash dump out all this information that just came to me. So the question I asked is, from my highest truth and compassion, for the good of all and the harm of none, how can my audience use time in the most effective way to achieve their dreams? Now, time has been on my mind because inside of the Cosmic Collective, we're doing the system for the month, right? And we've really been working on our consistency muscle. And I also asked because a lot of people, myself included, I find myself sometimes becoming impatient. And I know impatience is a dream killer. Can I say that on TikTok? I don't know. Impatience will ruin your dreams, right? But I also know that society has programmed us to become impatient. And so how do we combat the programming? How do we reprogram the subconscious mind to say, I know that if I stay consistent, no matter how much time it takes, I know I will achieve success. I saw something really interesting today that said something like, at the beginning, it's going to seem like there's nothing, but then eventually there's going to be everything. And it was this idea of compounding your small actions to create something very large. And it was a 2 to make it true because I was on YouTube this morning and I saw somebody that wrote something like small compounded actions every day create huge platforms, huge ideas. And so I was like, okay, well, we're just going to go with it and kind of see where it takes us. So good morning, Nikki. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. If you're new here, please say hello if you plan on sticking around for the show. If you're interested in this type of information and you're just meeting me for the first time, I do go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I host a really powerful, I call it a spiritual community, but it's more than that. It's a achieve your dreams community. I think that's maybe a better word for it. It's get out of a stuck place in life and start to blast off and step into your empowerment and release your fears so you can actually manifest your life. It's that kind of a vibe inside. So if you're interested, please join. There's daily Discord access. There are monthly spiritual lessons, and there are tons of them right when you join and sign up. There is group energy healing. We just got done with that last night, which was super powerful. I hope you guys are feeling good this morning. And there's twice a month spiritual Q&As live on Zoom with me, where you can ask me direct questions around your spirituality, your life. I might point out some programming that you have, then we start working on replacing those words or those thoughts. So lots going on inside. Thank you for the follow, Glasgow Cosmetics. Thank you for the follow, Chelsea. I appreciate it. Thanks, and welcome to the chat. Good morning from my bed on the West Coast. I love that. Jay, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Eves says, how do I keep feeling good despite things going on that cause me sadness? Thank you for the follow, to be seen. I appreciate it. Work on staying grounded and work on processing your feelings and then releasing them. You can have sad days. Everybody has sad days. Everybody has super happy days, but you don't have to be a sad person, right? You don't have to be a sad person. Thank you for the heart me. Yeah, if you guys have some heart me's that are free, if you could send them my way. Now I'm being judged on how many heart me's I collect. And right now I have, when I started this live, I had 11, and the next goal is 100. Dang, they're making me work. Make me work. Okay, let's go. So my guide's going to say, hey sis, hey everyone, hey Natalie, welcome. Welcome. I hope that helps, Eves. I hope that helps. Jay says, how do I activate my light body? Please, Jay, the one way that I know how to activate your light body is by activating every single one of your chakras. I know this because I got in a car accident where I thought I was going to die straight up. Only a couple months after my dad passed away. Instead, I survived fully. I only broke a fingernail. My car was wildly totaled. My tire was straight up off the metal. My top was down, so I thought if I flip, I'm done. And I healed my chakra system. And when I did, I stepped into crazy empowerment. Thank you, Natalie, for the title gift, being a title gifter. So if you're interested in that, what I did is I created this program for myself. I needed something to keep me consistent. We're talking about consistency, so I could actually step into my manifesting power. It's called the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course. You can get it by clicking on my profile page, click my name up here, click the link, and join the course. Click healing courses. It's kind of toward the bottom of all the links, and it's called Unleash Your Manifesting Power. Now the beauty of the course is it does two things. It heals your energy, because that's what you have to do, and once you do that, you turn on your manifesting power. So it's kind of a double whammy. It's like a win-win. It's a two for one. I don't know. Talk about a traumatic awakening. Thank you. You don't have to be sorry. It was a little bit, I wouldn't categorize it as traumatic. It was definitely an aggressive wake-up call that I needed, and I'm pretty sure my body planned it, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't feel sad for me. Life is good. I am in the best place I've ever been in my life, and I would not be here if I did not have all those experiences in the past. So life is good. And you guys, thank you all for the lighting up of my gift gallery. Natalie, I appreciate you for the finger hearts and the roses and the TikToks. Thank you. All right, so let's get on with the show. My guides start off by saying, as you know, most of your audience, as you know, and most of your audience as well. So they're saying, I know this, and most of you know this. Time is an illusion. We talk about this all the time. All the time. They say it's a technology created by man to help with creation. You discussed this briefly yesterday, so now they're talking to me, to your audience, how it can help or hinder them. So revisit this sentiment before we move on. So yesterday we were talking about consistency and towards your efforts and why you stop, and it was a really powerful show. If you missed it, go to YouTube at I'm Lindsay with Love and watch yesterday's show. You're probably going to be like jam-packed full of really powerful information that I also channeled right before the show. But toward the end of the show, they said something like this. They said exactly this. They said, time is an illusion. However, we have created time to help us remain methodical toward our goals. So in a sense, it is a useful tool to keep us moving forward. But a frustrating tool when something does not happen in the time we have allotted. Decide that your consistency will pay off, period. They put a period and then they wrote capital letters, period. Does there need to be a time frame? That's up to each person's unique energy. The only question to be asked is this. So this is a question to ask yourself with regards to manifesting and taking actions, staying consistent, and using time. This is a question. If you do not get what you want in the random time that you have allotted yourself to get it, will you remain consistent or will you give up? If you answer you give up, then you need to release the idea of a time frame. Consistency will pay off. Okay? Victoria's back in the house. Hey, Victoria. Becca, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Good morning, Dem Kids. Mama, welcome. Natalie says, and sometimes we need to appreciate the journeys we have experienced more. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hello, Rizzo. Welcome. Good morning. Don't give up, Victoria says. VIP Catherine says, so basically we need to help us keep routine and structure to our actions. Yeah, it's a technology. In the Dolores Cannon stuff that I'm studying, I'm taking her class. I paid for it. I'm learning to be a hypnotist, which sounds wild and crazy, but so exciting at the same time. I think I'll help change many lives with this new skill that I'm learning. Thank you for the heart me, Victoria. Thank you all for the heart me's. I appreciate it. They said that man is the only species in our universe that has found a way to measure something that does not exist, which is time. We've made it challenging for ourselves. Remember, they also said that we are master manifestors. We would not be allowed to come to Earth. You had to be allowed to come here. Can you believe that? You would not be allowed to come to Earth if you were not already a master manifester. We created this game. We made it the most challenging game we've ever played because we were so bored with all the other easy games. How many times have you played a game and you're like, I cannot play this one more time, it's so boring? I mean, unless it's like Yahtzee where you like, I guess maybe you could find a way to roll your hands and throw the dice perfectly or something, so it got boring, I don't know. Things become boring when they get too easy, right? But time is the technology to create. Okay, so let's keep going. No nuance would be boring. Exactly, Jay says, exactly. Okay, so let's keep going. So now back to today's conversation. They tell me, this is what they said, time can be created physically. Time, okay, this might be a construct or a belief that you don't have yet. You don't realize, you don't think of it this way. Time can be created physically. You're saying this girl is crazy on the internet. What the heck is she talking about? Natalie says, in this world, we only learn things that we already know. So you are a hypnotist. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that we are here to remember rather than learn. And I agree with that. I'm everything. It's just, what am I putting my focus on, right? Just like you and everybody listening. I agree. Great reminder, though. Thank you for that. You guys, some new and very inspiring and insightful and empowered people in the chat. So thanks for being here and thanks for making this such a cool place. I often forget to give you guys lots of gratitude, but Lindsay with Love would not be Lindsay with Love without you guys hanging out with me. So I really appreciate it. I truly do. And I especially love when everyone is hanging out and chatting in the chat. All right. Yeah, it's a dimension. Technically, it's a dimension is what they say. And so everything exists all at once. And we'll get into that in a second, Jay. So thanks for being here. Casey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. So they say that time can be created physically through stacking. So I always use the example. Right now, I'm chatting with you guys. I have a heating pad underneath. I'm connected. I'm connected. I have a heating pad underneath right here, and I have castor oil on my stomach as a little castor oil detox. I do this every single morning for an hour while I'm live with you. I could do it every single morning for an hour while I'm lying in bed doing nothing else, but instead I'm doing it with you. Sometimes I lie in my sauna bag for an hour and I meditate and I put on like a really deep transcendental meditation. So I'm stacking. I'm using time in my favor to get multiple things done at once. Now, it's not really good when it comes to like doing two brain activities, but if you could do two activities, one maybe requiring your brain while the other requires nothing else and you're just doing it, that's helpful. But don't start trying to habit stack where you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna write my report while I'm live on TikTok and I'm meant to be talking at the same time. That's tricky, right? That's a little bit tricky. Artesia translation creator, I think is how you say it. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Like Interstellar, Becca says. Yeah, like Interstellar. Ooh, I love that word. That's a good word that we don't use. I don't use often in my vocabulary. Thanks for reminding me of it. Wow, you guys are great. Okay, so 1, stacking. 2, a way that you can create time physically for yourself is by creating boundaries. You don't think of it like that. You think you're creating a boundary, but you could create a time boundary. You could literally DND yourself, do not disturb, for 3 hours in the day if you wanted to. Sometimes I DND myself on my phone. Like if I'm filming, for example, if I'm filming all the channeled messages, it usually takes me about 3 hours to channel everything, film it, get it set up on my computer, whatever. I DND. Like you cannot catch me at that time. Why? Because I'm in flow state. If somebody were to buzz me out of flow state, it's like a jolt and I'm like, oh, I'm done. To tap back in, reset, it's like you might as well try again tomorrow. Right? Good morning, DTM, beautiful light worker. Welcome back, DTM. It's been a minute since I've seen you here. Erica, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. You guys, thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the follows. What is IKTR? I know that, right? Is that what that stands for? I'm not done with the lingo anymore. I feel like no, I shouldn't say that. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So, boundaries. You can create time by putting a boundary. Now, you'll say, well, it's the same time. It's the same 24 hours. Yes, but if you had not created that boundary, you would be doing something else. Your attention would be diverted a million different ways, right? So boundaries is a way to create physical time. Focused awareness, now this one's tricky. We've also been programmed, and I think even greater than that, we've been, dare I say, poisoned. Can I say that on TikTok and YouTube? I don't know. But both ways, I think, physically and mentally sabotaged from our society, especially in America, with the foods and the dyes and the chemicals they put in our foods, to have a lack of attention, a lack of focus, right? Maybe the chemicals they're putting in the air, whatever it is, it's I think intentional, just like they've programmed us to be impatient. Because when you have no focus and you're impatient, you're very easy to control. You're very easy to manipulate. It just is what it is. So don't get down on yourself if you like struggle with focus or all those things. Like, look at the foods you're consuming. Look at what how often are you making a split decision on TikTok to scroll up or watch? Scroll up or watch. Time yourself. In 10 minutes that you watch TikTok, how many decisions have you made? Really fast. Can you go over to YouTube and watch a 10-minute video and allow somebody to teach you something in its entirety? You can put it on 2 times speed, but can you do that, right? What is your attention span? A lot of people have very short attention spans. TikTok has created that, and many other things. Chemicals in the foods, the dyes, right? Especially the dyes, created a lot of issues in the body. And by the way, remember the body is a series of systems that are all working simultaneously in harmony together. So if only one system, it's like the chakra system. If one system is off in the body, it affects all the other systems. Maybe not as strongly as this one or that one. If the root chakra, say for example, if the sacral chakra is really jacked up, it still affects all the systems because your energy flows up and around and up and around, right? It most directly affects the root and most directly affects the solar plexus because the energy is going up to the solar plexus weaker, right? So you've got to think about it like that. Oh, yep, I know that's right. Hey, I was right. I know that. Oh, I know that's right. Okay, I said, oh, no, I know that, right? Mine's a little bit more sassy. You channel too. I love that, Erica. Awesome. VIP Catherine says, I love how you stop yourself from manifesting things you don't want. I catch myself and stop too. Yeah, I was going to say something and then I was like, wait, forget that. You become, when you understand the power of thoughts and words, you become your own autocorrector. And you're like, oh, what? What was that? No, thank you. Jay says, I learned about spirituality through quantum science, so hearing from this perspective is so cool. Ooh, amazing, Jay. I love that. I learned spirituality through a series of wild and crazy events that have led me here. And now, of course, I study certain things as well. Okay, so step 4, how time can be created physically, is through, and this one's really powerful, you guys. This is how I started my astrology business. Like, listen up. This is how I started my astrology portion of my business. You're going to be like, that's brilliant, Lindsay. Sorry, I just want to I want my coffee to be closer to me, but that means I have to put one pile of papers away on my desk. VIP Aaron, I'm shifting my piles of papers. Okay. Learn and grow as you go. learn and grow as you go. So when I started studying astrology and I started saying, okay, I'm going to actually take this seriously. I do want to be an astrologer and help people, because astrology for me is an awareness tool. And if you can understand your natural energy, you can say, okay, my natural inclination is this, but this is screwing me over from manifesting everything I want. So I know that I need to find a way to balance this, learn from this, heal from this, find discipline for this, whatever it is, so I can actually create my best reality. On the opposite side, your astrology tells you exactly how to get money in this lifetime, exactly your greatest strengths in this lifetime, your lessons. It tells you everything. Okay. By the way, if you're interested in astrology reports, I have one astrology report that's in my queue that's about to go out the door. So this is a beautiful time to get in, because I do quote up to 30 days depending on how big the report is. And if you really want to know it all, get the Know Thyself birth chart report. I'm not playing in that report. It's like 45 to 50 pages. It's a lot of information. All about you, by the way. Your ego will love reading it. And your soul will feel like so confirmed, by the way. It's a win-win for the ego and the soul. So I started astrology, and I just started, everything I learned, I would push myself out of my comfort zone and post it on TikTok. And I thought to myself, what if some astrologer who's been doing this for 20 years sees this? And they would say something like, oh my gosh, this girl is just talking like the most lame beginning levels of astrology. But on the other side of the coin is the person who's never learned anything about astrology. And they would find it and they would say, that is really fascinating. Thank you for sharing that with me. That's how I started my astrology business. And then I would learn about, say for example, I would learn about Venus, and I would post all about Venus, and then I would learn about Mars, and I would post about Mars, and I would learn about parts of fortune, and I would post about the part of fortune. I'm learning about Chiron, and I would talk about Chiron, and I would learn about the nodes. I'm learning about the nodes now. I haven't started talking about them, and I've just been continuously learning. And every time I learn something new, I give it a couple weeks, I post about it, I let people interact with me and ask questions. Sometimes I don't know the answer. I say, oh, that's a good question, I better learn that. And then I pick something else, another topic. It's a never-ending topic, by the way. I don't think I'd ever stop studying. So it's like, there's no point in me thinking I'm gonna be ready or I must learn X, Y, Z. I'm learning as I go. It's like if someone was like, okay, here's the book on how to drive a car, go drive it. No, you become a good driver, and it becomes subconscious programming because you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, right? So you can physically create time by learning as you go. Learn and grow as you go is what they told me. Intuitive Tammy, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Divinely Serena, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Ladybug says, I want one. I want one, you should get one. It's a perfect time because there's nobody in the queue, so you'd be up next. VIP Catherine says, can you repeat them? Boundaries, focus. Stacking was number one. So like stacking things. Like I'm doing my heat pack for my castor oil while I'm chatting with you guys. I feel, and like, okay, for example, another stacking is I get my steps in and I receive messages for either TikTok videos or for these lives, and I'm downloading as I'm walking. That's another really powerful one. So what can you stack together? Usually it's something physical and mental. That's the easiest stack, right? So I go into my sauna bag and I go into an hour-long or 45-minute transcendental meditation. By the time I get out, I'm like, whoa, am I on planet Earth? And I just did a really powerful meditation and I've cleansed my body through some sauna, right? Ladybug, you can get it by clicking up here on my profile and clicking the link on my profile, and it's like the second one called Know Thyself Birth Chart Report. Katie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Am I missing something? Midwest is best. Am I missing something? No, we're all good? Okay. You guys are just chatting in the chat. Chatting in the chat. I love it. Okay. So I did the same thing with the Reiki Master course. So if you're interested in becoming a Reiki Master, getting your attunement through me, I did the same thing with that course. I created it as I went along. I started selling it the day I started creating it, but it wasn't finished for a few weeks or a couple months. So it was like, get in while the getting is good, early bird sale, get a discounted price because you're here while I'm building it out. And then once it was built out, I said, okay, here's the full price. You can do it all the time. But it takes a bit of confidence to get to that place. Trust me, I know, because I had coaches years ago telling me, you can build out a course and sell it before it's done. And I was like, no, you cannot. That's crazy talk. And now here I am doing it. So it's a confidence thing, right? It's a security thing. For anyone else to screenshot boundaries, focus, stack habits, learn and grow as you go. Thank you, VIP Catherine, for that. And you could do, one more is 1 week of time blocking. You can create time physically by first understanding what you spend your time on. A lot of people, if you actually spent a week blocking your time and documenting what you were doing, oh my gosh, my sister and my mom are blowing up my phone and the text message notification is driving me crazy. You could, it's very distracting. I should go on D&D on these calls. You could just see what you're spending your time on. I spent 2 hours tonight watching crappy reality TV. Okay. I spent 1 hour reading my book. I spent 1 hour live on TikTok. I spent 3 hours writing an astrology report. I spent 1 hour updating my website on the back end. You can start to see how you're spending your time. And then once you are aware, you can start to make little adjustments, right? But awareness is always the first step. Hey, fellow Reiki master. Hey, Natalie. I feel like I'm always thinking about him, but I don't want him anymore. Okay, we're not talking about that today, Clara, but sending you the best energy that you can release. Cut cords. You can cut cords. Full moon energy tomorrow night, you guys. If you're in the Manifesting Club, reminder, we're manifesting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can cut cords. Cut cords from people you don't want to be connected to anymore. And lastly, following in order, because time is a technology for method, for logic. So if you think about, you follow in order. First, you learned the ABCs. Then first you learned A, how to say it, B, and then you learned the song. And then you learned how to sound out small words. At, at, bat. And then you learned how to read short sentences. And then you learned how to read longer sentences. And then you learned how to read very complex sentences, perhaps, or maybe not. Everything is like that, right? So it's like learning to walk before you run, but everybody, because you're not everybody, but most people we're programmed to be impatient. And so you want to run before you have the solid foundation of walking, and you're going to keep falling on your face. And then what is actually happening is you're wasting time because you're running before you're walking. And if you were just to try to walk, you would actually be there, right? But some people have that. If you're a manifesting generator like me, I will say there's caveats where it's natural for my energy to do that. Like, go ahead and then fix some steps. Go ahead, fix some steps. However, I will say, since I've been aware that that is my natural energy, I've been very mindful of doing things in order. I don't say, well, that's my energy, I'm going to blame it on my energy. I simply say, I know that that's something that I do, so I'm going to do my best to just do things right in the first order and not rush it through. But it just depends. It could be a part of a learning process for you, right? You're welcome for the tips, Tammy, and DTM, thank you for the compliment. User 397249832496009. Oh shoot, I added a 9 in there. Dang it. I always like to try to read them fast and not miss a number. It's like a little game I play when somebody with no handle has followed me. Off to work. Oh, VIP Mel Al, you snuck in. I didn't even see you. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that's how you create time physically. Now, how about spiritually? We're not even halfway done with the show. Spiritually, you can create time through requesting an extension or a constriction of time. Extension, is that the opposite of extension? Constriction? I guess we'll call it that. You can either extend time or contract time. How do you do that? Thomas More, is that his name? Thomas More? I always forget the guy's name. The Gentle Way. Tom Moore. All right, good. I remembered it. Tom Moore, he is a man who wrote The Gentle Way. He's talking about how he works with his angels. And you have a team of angels, you have a team of spirit guides, you have energies all around you trying to help you every single day, but you have got to be the one to ask for help. Like this morning when I was like, guides, what am I talking about today? And they were like, time. And then they blasted me with information. And I was like, okay, thank you. But I asked for help. I could have just been struggling and panicking and being like, oh, what am I going to do? But instead I was like, I'll just ask my guides for guidance. Guides give guidance. What a thought, right? Who would have thought? So he says, Thomas More in his book, The Gentle Way, he says, you can say, I request the most benevolent outcome. The most benevolent outcome. If you don't remember the words most benevolent outcome, because most people don't use the word benevolent in their day-to-day vocabulary, just say MBO. most benevolent outcome. And he says you can expand time. I've done this for myself. I will, before channeling, it's channeling for me is something that's very natural, but sometimes I psych myself out because I want to do it the best I can every single time. Even though what's going to come through is what's going to come through and I don't have any control over it. So sometimes there's a little bit of an internal struggle within me. So I always ask my guides, I request the most benevolent outcome, that this is super easy, it flows very quickly, it's effective, it's efficient, it's productive, and I'm done. And then in the last couple of times for the zodiac signs, it's taken me about 3.5 hours, which is rather fast. 8 minutes of video plus a lot of clicking of buttons on computers and phones to get everything downloaded and uploaded and all that. So there's that. You can request, bro, the time I could have saved with this advice. Well, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. Now you have it and you can use it. And if you want to watch the replay, you guys remember I'm on YouTube at I am Lindsay with Love, on YouTube at I am Lindsay with Love. And if you do decide to go over there, just click the subscribe button, do me a solid. It really helps me reach as many people as I can in this lifetime so I can help remind you how powerful you are. You can bend time. That's how powerful you are. It's crazy. It's not crazy, it's cool. It's crazy cool. Okay. So you could say something like, if you're stuck in traffic, I request the most benevolent outcome that I arrive on time with 5 minutes to spare. I request the most benevolent outcome that the rain stops. I request the most benevolent outcome that I get the best parking space. I request the most benevolent outcome that that this meeting goes really fast. If you've ever sat through a corporate meeting where your boss just called the meeting because they want to talk and hear themselves talk, you could do that. So you can get the heck out of there, right? Whatever it is, you can contract or expand. VIP Catherine, your subscription is expiring in 48 hours. Why does TikTok tell me those things? Wisdom Corner, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Okay. So there's that. You can also create time spiritually through flow state. So I can't remember. I want to say it was Bashar who channeled this. And I'm pretty sure it was Bashar, and Bashar was saying that people can actually remain youthful and not actually age in a typical fashion as other people if they spend a lot of time in flow state. Ooh, my phone is, sorry guys, let me plug my phone in real quick. If you spend a lot of time in flow state, if you've ever hit flow state, you know what I'm talking about. You go into flow state and you're just doing it. You're writing, you're creating your art, whatever that is. You're painting, you're crocheting, you're channeling, you're filming your content, and you're just going and going. It's this whoa, just, it's that energy, and it's just moving so beautifully through you. And you look down at the time on your computer and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 4 hours? Whoa. And then you say something like, where has the time gone? And this happens to me weekly, where I start on a Monday and then it's Sunday night and I'm like, the week felt like a day. And when that happens, I have aged 1 day, not 1 week. Bashar says you can age however long you're in the state for. So for example, you're in flow state for 4 hours and you come out and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I was just only working on that for like 30 minutes. That feeling and that experience, Bashar says, now this isn't something I've tested, but Bashar says that is you aging yourself only those 30 minutes rather than the 4 hours that somebody else was really fully connected to time. And people are connected to time all day, right? You have meetings on your calendar. They're all blocked off by time. All right, let's keep going. So the final thing, and this is kind of more mental and spiritual, and this goes back to Jay, what you were saying earlier around the everything exists all at once. So this is more mental and spiritually connected, because it requires a programming of the subconscious, because we are taught that we come into this body and then whatever happens, we just go away, we transition and it's done. A lot of people are taught that. Science tells us that. And so when you can reprogram your subconscious, you realize that there are millions of parts of you, millions of Lindsays hanging out in all these different dimensions. One could be right here, right next to me. One could be like right here. One could be like way over there. One could be way behind me. So what I think about when I think about this is if I exist as this Lindsay, then I could imagine that there's a Lindsay at like the start line, right? At the beginning. And there's a Lindsay that's already ran the race like 20 times. And so I'm going to connect as best I can with the energy of the Lindsay who is where I desire to be now. Because if I can connect with that Lindsay, I can tap into her knowledge, her wisdom. I can maybe not avoid lessons, but maybe experience them easier, move through them faster, whatever it is, so that I can kind of like almost a quantum leap, shift, parallel shift, quantum leap, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. What, call it? Did I just get a Boston accent for a second? Is there a Boston accent, Lindsay, somewhere around here? Whatever you want to call it, right? VIP Aaron says, and so if we are a more resistant state, do we age faster? I would say yes, because personally I would say yes, because a more resistant state is just you being in like a high stress, and stress ages. Sometimes I look at people that are my age and I'm like, how? And then I also look at people my age and I'm like, oh, Lindsay, girl, use your skin cream, right? So don't you ever look at people and you can kind of automatically tell if they've had an easy life or a harder life? I can kind of look at people and tell like what their thoughts are, what they, not necessarily exactly what they went through, but okay, things were a little bit unstable, there was some insecurities, maybe whatever. Lower vibrational energy versus high. I think you can tell. Anyone? J Sky multiverse theory, yeah, I don't know, I need to study it more. This is just what came through with my guide, so we're gonna keep going with it. Now let's finalize the conversation mentally. Mentally, they said that you can do subconscious reprogramming. I shouldn't say everybody knows that, but your subconscious mind accounts for 95% of your actions, of your thoughts, of your speech. 95%. Now imagine if it's coated with crap. You're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. We don't have enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. You're just this little girl, sit in the corner. You're not going to amount to anything. Like, I don't know. What's the crap that people told you? Like, I don't know. There's so much, right? There could be so much. And so when you realize that 95% is just this programming, just like you programmed yourself how to drive a car, you get into the zone of driving, you're chatting with your bestie, and all of a sudden you're there and you're like, oh my gosh, did I run like 25 red lights or was I cool? Am I gonna get some tickets in the mail or not, right? That's, you subconsciously programmed yourself. So if you can subconsciously program yourself to drive a full-on vehicle with lots of buttons and having to pay attention to other people, and it's a big machine, then you can subconsciously program yourself to anything. Anything. How many hours did they make you drive in driver's training? I don't know. Pick that amount of hours and start programming yourself. They said, I am the type of person who never runs out of time. I am the type of person who never runs out of time. Time is always on my side. I'm always in divine order, in divine timing. They said, allow yourself to declare who you are without any definitions. That's another one around time. So for example, I'm an astrologer. Now people would say, well, you've only been practicing astrology for like a couple of years. And I would say, okay, well, I didn't say I'm an expert at it, but I am one. Like, dang, what is your definition, right? Isn't it all relative anyway? If you look up astrologer in the dictionary, are they saying, is it like, an astrologer is a person who has studied astrology for 25 years and has written 45,000 reports and helped millions of clients around the world? No, they don't give time. They don't give a definition with time. You're an entrepreneur. Have you ever sold something and made $1 of your own or 1 penny of your own by selling something? Oh, congratulations, you're an entrepreneur. It's a reframe. So we put these weird ideas around time. I'm only an expert when, it's like the 10,000 hour thing. You'll become an expert when you put 10,000 hours into it, maybe, but who said? What if you're wildly smart, and what if it's something that's from a past life that was a super powerful gift of yours, and you're actually an expert now, and you've only done 1 hour of it, and you're just remembering it, and you do, and you take action, and all of a sudden, boom, you are really good. just like that. Have you defeated time? I don't know. You just explained it. You don't really have to study it anymore. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. My guides helped me along the way. They helped me with this today. So those are my hot takes on time. And I hope that one of them or a few of them have helped you release the pressure and relieve yourself of the pressure of time. I especially love affirmations that are, I am the type of person who, versus I am. I am could be, you feel like you're lying to yourself, and then you're having an internal fight between your logic and your soul, and your ego and your soul. But if you were to say, I'm the type of person who, you're putting yourself into a bucket of high achieving people, of really kind people, of billionaires, of authority experts, of whatever it is, right? I'm the type of person who, right? So that's a really powerful affirmation if you struggle with the I ams. VIP Catherine says, so sad I missed all that, gonna have to rewatch. McKaylee says, I hope I'm saying your name right. Moonbeam, thank you for the follow, welcome to the chat. Say we're able to simply adjust our frequency and simply be our best dream or version of ourselves. Say we are able to. Yeah, you absolutely can. Any single moment of any single moment of any single day. Thank you, absolutely, that was so helpful. Okay, let's finish the conversation and then we're going to manifest together. We're going to manifest together. I manifested over 8,000 TikTok followers in less than 10 weeks, or a little over 10 weeks with this method. So we're going to manifest. And then we're going to get on the energetic wave where I will set your vibration to a high vibrational frequency so you can have the best day today. I'm going to have the best day today. It's raining. It's gloomy, which gives me the... I have no lighting. This is just natural lighting through my window. I'm about to film some content. It's going to look good. I'm going to finish Erin's report and send it to her tonight. Life is going to be good. Oh, you're healing bestie. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. It's going to snow here. Ooh, bird. All right, so the final thing that the guides gave me today through automatic writing is this. We still need to revisit the question of suffering for the sake of suffering. So they don't want you guys to like scapegoat out of this. They're going to ask you one final question. Can one overcome? So from a perspective of suffering, of having a life that you're not totally in love with or fulfilled, can one overcome, or does one prefer the uncomfortable comfort of suffering? The uncomfortable comfort of suffering. The ego is in charge in this example. The ego doesn't care. It simply wants to know what's next. The soul is the explorer and the adventurer. The soul was excited to come here. The veil was thrown over the eye and the ego took charge. The spiritual journey is nothing more than allowing the soul to guide. Your heart wants more in this life, but it's not always followed, which is a waste of time. They said that. I was like, oh, damn. I didn't even want to read it, you guys. I was like, oh. But somebody needed to hear it, so it is what it is. Somebody needed to hear it, yeah. So, should I say it again? Because I started to cringe a little at my own automatic writing because I was like, oh, after that conversation, that's what they want me to say at the end. Should I say it again? Yes. VIP Deborah says yes. Ladybug says yes. Okay. Iris says yes. Okay. Deep breath in. Letting it go. If you want to close your eyes and open your ears, visualize, close your eyes, and when you close your eyes, almost like a dial, turn on your ears. Maybe you want to feel in the body where this is hitting you, if it hits you or resonates anywhere within your body. That will be a very strong indicator of how you feel about this sentiment. They say, VIP Double D's is in the chat. Hey, VIP Double D's. They say, we still need to revisit the question of suffering for the sake of suffering. Can one overcome, or does one prefer the uncomfortable comfort of suffering? The ego is in charge in this example. The ego doesn't care. It simply wants to know what's next. The soul is the explorer and adventurer. The soul was excited to come here. The veil was thrown over the eye and the ego took charge. The spiritual journey is nothing more than allowing the soul to guide. Your heart wants more in this life, but it's not always followed, which is a waste of time. If you did close your eyes and you did let your body do some talking to you, did you feel that resonate anywhere within your being? And if not, no worries, just a question. Is everybody still like, whoa, what just happened? Did I just spend 50 minutes of my time learning about time? Oh my gosh, my YouTubers, I'm so sorry. Hot takes on time. Arco Show, I'm so sorry. I had my OBS screen open. I didn't even have my YouTube chat. Let's get caught up. I had a super deja vu when you repeated yesterday's lesson. It was like a deja vu within a deja vu. Wild Inception, way to elucidate the lesson. Yeah, that happens to me too. I'm like, whoa, what dimension am I in? VIP Deborah says deep. One word, deep. Double D says unlocked team members to send me team cheers, which is super exciting. So if you're a team member and you have some team cheer, if you want to send it my way, that would be super helpful for TikTok and how TikTok decides to pay me and what amount all of a sudden. It's no longer 50%. It is, you can earn up to 53%, but you gotta work. All right, whatever, TikTok, whatever. All right, let's get our manifestation journals out, you guys. And this is a scientific formula. VIP Double D, thank you for all the team cheers. I appreciate you. How have you been? It's been a minute since I've seen you. How is your TikTok growing? I hope it's going good and growing exponentially. I know you've been working on it, so thank you for the team cheers. I appreciate you. Dr. James Doty created this formula. He's a neurosurgeon. He says that we manifest in our body, takes us out of fear mode and into love mode. It's a physical thing just as much as it's an energetic thing, but really everything is energy, so it's an energetic thing. But he says he's proven it. And I thought, well, if he's proven it, then let's prove it. A little sassy there. And so we started doing this together. And on November 7th, I was requesting millions of followers on my TikTok. By the 21st of January, I had received over 8,000 new followers. And then I switched over to YouTube because I know my millions are coming to me. And I think it's kind of silly to keep asking for the same thing when I know it's on its way, because all it does is say that I don't believe it's on its way, and that negates or causes resistance to it coming to me. Okay? So get out your pens, get out your journal. We're gonna start the show. Step 1 in this manifesting formula. And by the way, I just posted a YouTube video outlining these steps. So if you ever miss it or you're like, what did she say? I need to go back and remember, you can go check out that YouTube video. And when you go to YouTube at I Am Lindsay with Love, please click subscribe. I don't really post a ton of videos. I'm not going to spam your YouTube account or anything. I don't even know if that's possible. Okay, step 1 is to write out your manifestation. This is per Dr. James Doty. Per Lindsay, add in your senses. Add in that you see something, you hear something, you feel something. It's going to help in step 4. So here's mine. I vividly see 1,000 or more subscribers interacting with me and each other on YouTube Live. I already see, right? I vividly see. And I feel, now I feel so fulfilled. I feel so fulfilled that so many people are experiencing their own empowerment and abundance. If you are ready to reprogram your life, if you are stuck in some area of life, and it does not matter what area, it does not matter, when you join the Cosmic Collective is the first step of you getting out. There are powerful members inside with tons of different life experiences, which is part of the power of the collective. You get monthly spiritual lessons. You get access to a daily Discord, which is access to me and all of the members. You get access to 2 spiritual chats live on Zoom each month, Q&A style, as well as 1 group energy healing each month. Last month we went to the Akashic Records, which was fun. Last night we went to a very special place that was free of all responsibilities and judgments. It was a safe space where answers were received. So if you are interested in getting help on your spiritual journey in some area of life, you might want to join today. Manifesting Club members, the doors are closed for the Manifesting Club. We manifest tomorrow under the full moon energy of Leo. Ooh, we are going to step into our empowerment tomorrow with the full moon energy. Get freaking ready. We're going to cut some cords. We're done with the bull crap of our lives. We're stepping into our empowerment tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after this, right? And if you're interested in joining the Manifesting Club, it's only $11 a month, and doors reopen tomorrow after the session. VIP Aaron says, just got to work. Have a great day. VIP Aaron DTM says, can't wait. Ms. Dre, hello. You're subbed on YouTube. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Hey, Charlize, welcome. All right. That's okay, Ms. Dre. You can always check out the replay on YouTube. Okay, so step 2 for the manifesting is to read it silently to yourself. And then step 3 is read it out loud. I'll read it silently. I just read it to you guys, so I'll be quiet. Step 4, and by the way, if you go watch that YouTube video and you need help writing out your manifestation to add in your senses, the senses are really powerful for step 4. So if you need help and you're watching on YouTube, go check it out. Say, can you help me write my manifestation? And I will reply to you and I will help you write it. That's what I will do. I promise you that, by the way. I'm not playing when it comes to us creating our best realities. So the more people that follow the advice that I give and start creating their realities, it's just more proof in the pudding for everybody, right? And then we're raising the frequency of the planet because everybody's happier and more abundant and healthy and all the things. Step 4 is to visualize. Dr. James Doty says, put your hands in prayer, close your eyes, visualize. I say, get your hand chakras going. We have energy wheels in our hands. That's why people have healing hands. Everybody has healing hands. It's not just special people. Everyone's special. Everyone has healing hands. Put your hands on your heart chakra. This is what I like to do. And I breathe into the heart chakra, pulling air through the heart chakra, and I exhale the air out of the heart chakra through my nose. Breathe into the heart chakra, exhale out of it. On the next inhale, you feel like your heart chakra is a flower. You inhale and you bloom the petals of the flower as big as you can, all the way past the cosmos to the central sun, where you can tap that energy, creator's heartbeat. And on the exhale, you bring it back to your heart chakra. You bring your attention to the back of the heart chakra, breathing into the back of the heart chakra through the nose, pulling the air into the heart, exhaling out, pulling air into the energy in the space kind of between your shoulder blades, your heart chakra, letting it out. And on the next big inhale, you open the petals of your flower, big, 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 wide, 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 touching the central sun, taking some of that beautiful energy, bringing it back on the exhale to your heart chakra. Now, we're not visualizing here, we're acting. And so you pick a scene that would make sense for your manifestation to have already come true. So maybe you're manifesting a new car. The scene would be that you're driving in your new car. Maybe the scene is that you're shaking the hand of the salesperson at the car dealership, right? There's something, maybe you're driving to your parents' house to show them your new car, beep, beep, whatever it is, right? For me, my scene is YouTube subscribers. So I'm on the phone and I'm holding the phone. Maybe you need to take one of your hands off your heart chakra to act out your scene. I'm holding the phone, I'm looking at my YouTube show that has just ended. I call my girl Ann, she's my moderator manager. Hey Ann, she gives me a recap of the show. I say thank you for everything you're doing, you and your team. I appreciate you guys so much. Without you, I would not be able to do this. So you mean a lot to me. And we talk through things. And I say, thanks Ann, see you tomorrow, right? Because I go live Monday through Friday, so I'm gonna see Ann every day. And I just give her thanks and we talk it through. It's quick conversation. But what is yours? Act it out, right? You're not watching the movie of your life. You are in the movie. You are the star of the show. The beautiful part is you get to direct your movie, you get to write your movie, you get to act in it, you get to be all of it. You are the star. You are the A-list celebrity. And by the way, nobody else exists as a celebrity in your show, in your reality. It's only you. How awesome is that? Julian, thank you for the follow. Dusty, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. All right, I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let's get on the energetic wave. I'll comment on YouTube because I need help with writing out my manifestation. Charlize, I would love that. Please do so. I'm more than happy to help you add in your senses. All right, the next thing we're going to do is called the energetic wave. On Mondays and Tuesdays, it's free for everybody. On Wednesdays through Fridays, it's for subscriber only. I have been told that it's hard to subscribe on YouTube or TikTok lives. So please go onto desktop and subscribe if you want to do that with me. Let's get going. It's quite simple. You are going to breathe, we're going to manifest together, and we're going to feel really good afterwards. So close your eyes if you can. Deep breath in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it go out of the mouth. These are called reset breaths, breathing in through the nose. Letting it go. One more. You can do these whenever you're getting annoyed, when you start to feel yourself dip into a lower vibration, when you just need a moment to reset your energy. Maybe you're feeling a little chaotic or anxious, whatever it is. And then you're going to think of that thing that you're either manifesting, or perhaps you're going to think of a way that you're going to use time that you learned today to actually create more of it, because you're so powerful and you can. So why not give it a shot? Maybe you're going to think of something that you're ready to let go of. We do have Leo full moon energy happening tomorrow, and we'll be posting TikTok videos all about how it affects you and your rising sign. So stay tuned for that. Whatever it is you want to think of, whatever you're ready to really focus on. Repeating these words out loud if you can, only silently if you must, because the words you speak have serious power. So say these words with conviction from your solar plexus chakra and love and intention from your heart chakra. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. You're happy. You are manifesting your best reality. That is something to smile about. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. If you're new here, I have a tiny little doggy. She's got an underbite, smiles at everybody. It's the cutest thing ever. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. And you take this thought, this feeling, this idea, this visualization, you pull it up the chakra system on the inhale, breathing in and in, up above, giving it to God, Source, Universe, Creator, out of the crown chakra on the top of your head. So God, Source, Universe, Creator can understand and feel and experience what we are co-creating together. And on the exhale, you bring the energy down, 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 through your chakra system, through the base, back of the spine, quite literally down to earth, cementing it in a clockwise fashion in the root. Good. One more time. I'm doing it with you. Breathing in, making the vision, the feeling, the thought, the idea as big as you can when you get to the crown, connecting it with all of the energy that surrounds you. And on the exhale, you bring the energy down the chakra system, letting it flow through the third eye, the throat. You feel the energy going down to your heart and through your solar plexus to the sacral, to the root. And you cement that idea into your reality by circling your energy in a clockwise fashion. One more time. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big and showing me your teepers. You are one of the extraordinary people who is actually implementing the knowledge you are receiving, and that makes you incredibly powerful in this lifetime. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. You are on the energetic wave, my friends. I hope you have an amazing day. I assume you'll have a very powerful day, an empowered day full of the best energies. I make your morning better. Well, you make my morning better by being here as well, so thank you. You're welcome, Ms. Dre. It's nice to see your face here. For those of you that are interested in astrology reports, now is the time. Get it while the getting is good. There is no line, which is really exciting. Something that rarely happens, no line. For those, hello Celeste, welcome to the YouTube. You're just catching the end of the show, so make sure to rewatch if you're interested. My hair looks darker. Oh, interesting. I don't know. I'll take it. I always think about how I'm going to keep my red hair until like I'm done. You know, because red hair turns blonde and then gray, but I'm like, I just want to be a redhead forever. So hopefully, have a great day, VIP Deborah. You're welcome, Michelle. For those of you, Michelle, thank you for the follow. For those of you that are interested in hanging out with me and actually getting my energy and access to it every single day, the only way that you can do that, other than catching these TikToks, is the Cosmic Collective. It is the one place I spend my time. I will answer any single question that comes through Discord. We chat often. So if you're interested in really connecting with my energy, and by the way, not just mine, people are people are transforming their lives inside of that community. So you may want to check it out. And I will see you guys all back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Make sure to hit the follow button if you enjoyed this. Thank you guys for 10,000 likes. Ooh, I just spit a little. Thank you for 10,000 likes. Thank you for all the heart me's. Thank you for playing the TikTok game with me and doing all the extra things we have to do now just for our 50% share TikTok. But hey, whatever. I'll take it. I'll play by the rules. Have a great day, you guys. Jill Richards, thank you for the follow. I will see some of you guys on YouTube. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel. I'm Lindsay with Love. And I think I'm gonna go now. Have an amazing day. Thank you, Miss Dre, for all the gifts. I appreciate you. Have a great day to my YouTubers. I'll see some of you inside of the Cosmic Collective, and I hope to see more of you inside of the Cosmic Collective.